Well, I'm very grateful to the honourable gentleman. It was important to be with Mandy Damari in Israel yesterday, to be in Saudi Arabia just before it, to speak to my Egyptian counterpart particularly, and to press these issues, but also to speak to the Israelis. As has been said by Joe Biden, we may well be on the brink of a deal, and I know this whole House will want to see that deal emerge in the coming days, and to see Mandy come home. And rest assured that humanitarian access, as we have continued to press for the people of Gaza, is hugely important. But it's as important for those hostages. It will take some time for them to come out, and they need that humanitarian access.
So can he give an update on what information he's received about the proof of life of those hostages that are being held? And importantly, what resources will our government be providing to support the hostages through this release process over the period of time that is now being speculated, and also a sustainable end to this awful conflict?
Well, I'm very grateful to the Right Honourable Lady. First, on the issue of proof of life, we do all we can to establish this. She will understand it is fast moving, and even post any deal, before hostages come out, can take some degree of time. So I would not want to be pushed on that issue at the dispatch box, but I want to reassure her that we are doing all we can to continue to make that necessary assessment. As I say, we are, I hope, on the brink of a deal. It will be the first phase of a deal that will probably last 6 weeks, and that is important to bear in mind. All of us in this House hoped to get to a ceasefire and the necessary rebuilding of Gaza, with Israel safe and secure, and that will be very important, so that the Middle East can move forward in an atmosphere of peace.
Bob Blackman.
Question number 7, Mr. Speaker.
Minister.
With your permission, Mr. Speaker, I'll answer questions 7 and 16 together. Mr. Speaker, we unequivocally condemn Iran's attacks on Israel in April and October 2024. These attacks and Iran's ongoing support for its proxies and partners have destabilised the region and fuelled escalation. Alongside our allies and partners, we will continue to hold Iran to account for this behaviour, including through sanctions, addressing Iranian weapons proliferation, and maintaining our permanent defence presence in the region.
Blackman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the Minister for that answer. Clearly, we all hope that there will be a deal to release the hostages held illegally in Gaza. And with the position that Hamas, Hezbollah and the Houthis, the proxies of Iran, are on the brink of defeat, the reality is that the risk to the region now is that Iran takes direct action. Given that we want to see the end of that despotic regime that brutalises the people of Iran, now is the time for sanctions and the proscription of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps for once and for all. Will the Minister take the necessary action to bring that regime to its knees so that democracy can be restored to Iran?
Mr. Speaker, I recognise the honourable member has asked questions about the proscription of the IRGC a number of times in this chamber, and I can assure him that we are working urgently on measures to take the necessary action to deter the Iranian state from posing a threat to this country and to the region, and we will continue to update the House in due course on that.
Orchard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And following on from the question from my honourable friend, with the re-election of President Trump in the US, we're likely to see a return to his policy of maximum pressure in order to prevent Iran from developing a nuclear weapon. Yeah. What is the Secretary of State's view on this approach, and will he support the government to support our allies in the United States of America?
Mr. Speaker, we will continue to work closely with the American administration. We look forward to doing so with the new administration. It is regrettably true that Iran's nuclear programme has never been more advanced, Mr. Speaker, and it threatens international peace and security. We remain determined that Iran must never develop a nuclear weapon, and we remain committed to a diplomatic solution to achieve that.